Hello everyone. We have already discussed set, what is a set, what is a subset, and what are the set operations like union, intersection, complement, and subtraction. We have also discussed the algebraic laws for the sets. So basically sets helps in counting problems like we have finite sets, which is also called numerable sets. We have infinite sets. So what is a finite set? A set is said to be finite if it contains exactly n distinct elements where n is a non-negative integer. So a set is finite if it has the finite number of elements, and the number of elements is called the cardinality of the set. So cardinality of the set can be represented in these ways. So suppose we have this element, we have this set which have the elements 1, 2. So we have two elements in a set, so the cardinality of the set is 2. A set is infinite if it is not finite. So we have two infinite sets, countably infinite and uncountably infinite. So countably infinite sets are also called denumerable set. So for example, a set of even positive numbers, positive integers. So even positive integers are infinite and but countable. So the set is countably infinite. Another set is uncountably infinite set, which is also called non-denumerable set. For example, a set capital R of all positive real numbers less than 1. So all positive real numbers less than 1 are infinite and non-countable also. So this is the set which is uncountably infinite. We have the definition. If suppose A and B are two disjoint finite sets, then the cardinality of A union B is cardinality of A plus cardinality of B. That means number of elements in A union B would be number of elements in A plus number of elements in B. So this is the case uh, where A and B are disjoint sets and they does not have any common elements or common area. So there is a principle called inclusion exclusion principle, uh, according to which suppose we have two finite sets A and B, then the number of elements in A union B is number of elements in A plus number of elements in B minus number of elements in A intersection B. You can understand this by this Venn diagram where A and B are non-disjoint sets. So we are including A and B and we are excluding A intersection B. We are excluding because when we are including A and B, we are repeating this common area A intersection B. That's why we are excluding one time this intersection area. For three finite sets A, B, C, the number of elements in A union B union C would be A plus B plus C minus A intersection B minus A intersection C minus B intersection C plus A intersection B intersection C. Let's take an example. We have to find the number of mathematics students at a college taking at least one of the languages, French, German and Russian, given the following data. So we have the data: 60 students study French, 40 study German, 41 study Russian, 22 study French and German, 23 study French and Russian, and 12 study German and Russian, and 5 study all three languages. Let suppose F represent the students who study French, G represent the set of students who study German, and R represents the set of students who study Russian. So what we have to find, we have to find at least one of the languages who study at least one of the languages. So F union G union R. we have to find. So NF plus Mg plus NR minus number of students who study French and German, French and Russian, and German and Russian, plus F intersection G intersection R. So number of students who study French is 60, German 40, and Russian study 41. Minus G intersection R is 12, and F intersection R is 23, and F intersection G is 22 plus 5. So 60 plus 40, 100 plus 41, 141 plus 5, 146, minus 12 minus 23, 23, and 22, 45, and plus 12 for 57, so minus 57, and this is 89. So 89 students study at least one of these languages. So we also have the concept of sets or sets of subsets. So like suppose we have the set S, capital S, which have the element 1, 2, 3. So we also have the concept of classes. Let A be the class of subsets of capital S which contains exactly two elements of S. Exactly contains of two elements of capital S. Then so A be the class of subsets of S which contains exactly two elements of S. So A would be like this: 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3. So there may be a class which have the subset of S which contains exactly one elements. Then this would be like this: 1, 2, and 3. Or A be the class of subset of S which contains exactly 0 elements. Then 5 would be there, and there may be 3 elements. Then 1, 2, 3 would be the set. So there is a concept of power sets. So the class of all subsets of a set is called the power set. So the class which have all the subsets of a set, all possible subsets of a set, is called the power set. So all the elements, suppose we have the set 1, 2, and 3. All the possible subsets would be power set, would be where 5, and so this is empty set, null or null set. So this is also a subset: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 2, 3, and this is also a subset: 1, 2, 3. So here we have how many elements? So we have here 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total 8 elements. So suppose S is a set, then the number of elements in a power set PS is 2 raised to the cardinality of set. cardinality of set S. That is, number of element in power set of S would be 2 raised to number of element in set S. So 2 raised to 3 plus to 8. So we have total 8 elements.